Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Tuesday, September 22nd, and this morning I am joined by Gameboy at TCF Gameboy and Boomy at Boomy TCF. I am Zach Lilia at Z Lilia TCF. On the show today, we are going to be talking about this big last week of baseball. Yes, it is the last week of baseball. It's crazy that the season is almost
Feels like it just
over
started.
already. But 60 games will go by quickly. We got some Monday Night Football update. We are watching it as we record this right now. And we have just a insane amount of NFL injuries in week 2 to some big-time players also that we'll get into. And NBA playoffs. Sorry about that yesterday, but there is actually no game on Monday. I guess it actually has something to do with Monday night. I think it's something to do with Monday Night Football, and the playoffs kind of go like together, so they didn't have play tonight. So there is a game tonight. I think the Lakers play tonight against the Denver Nuggets, and then we also have Boomy's wacky web story for you. But go follow us at typical_Chicago on Twitter. Go over to Instagram and Facebook. Type in Typical Chicago Fans and follow us on their YouTube page. Typical Chicago Fans. Give us a subscribe. Subscribe on there for all the videos that we do. We're going to be having some food reviews hopefully soon. And then wherever you get your podcast from, Apple, Spotify, Spreaker. Type in Typical Chicago Fans and just give us a follow on there. Subscribe, rate, review on iTunes. And also, shout out to 26shirts.com, Chicago. Use the promo code Typical Chicago Fans at checkout. You'll get 15% off of your purchase. Again, that is Typical Chicago Fans at checkout, and you will get 15% off of your purchase at 26shirts.com, Chicago. Follow them on all social medias. Boys, how are we doing? We got through this Monday. How are we doing on this Tuesday?
Made it through the
hardest day of the week. We are getting closer back to that Friday, but it was a long Monday. I don't know what it was about this weekend. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Every time you have a wedding, you just feel like the weekend should be one day longer. You would just hope. But it was a tough Monday here, but it's just beautiful, beautiful weather around here. You can't beat it. And, you know, when you get home at night, you get to watch all the sports. There's so much sports going on. Monday Night Football. There's no basketball on tonight, but it'll be back. Last night, but it'll be back tonight. We also we have hockey going on. It is just a great time to be a sports fan. And just, like you said, you know, when you get home at night, you get to watch some sports, gamble if that's your thing. Hopefully it's not because you're a lucky person. Let's go Raiders. But, boys, let's get into the first subject. We kind of got going about the Cubs. It's a big last week for Chicago baseball. I would say it's a bigger last week for the Cubs than it is the White Sox because the Cubs have got to figure this offense out. They have got to figure this offense out because it's not – we got – right now they got 2 runs. I think it's the top of the 8th. And we had, 2 runs all – did they only score 2 runs this whole weekend?
Yeah, 2 runs all weekend. They got 5 tonight so far, and we're only in the bottom of the 8th.
We got 5, though? I did not know that. Last time I saw it was 2. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Let's go.
They've scored 3 runs in the top of the 8th. So.
I absolutely love that.
We talked about it last night, and that's the thing. And you got to use it. You know, we talked that, you get the White Sox this weekend. Obviously, it's going to be a tough series. They're in a good spot. But, you have an opportunity to just beat the hell out of the Pirates. And, they're taking advantage of it tonight. You got to continue to do that through Thursday. And then, hopefully let that roll into the Sox series and kind of treat that almost like a preparation for before the playoffs. So, hopefully they can just keep going like they did tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you look at their offense, they don't have to score 8 runs a game, but you got to put yourself in positions to win, like score 4 or 5, and help your pitching out. Because you Darvish, Kyle Hendricks, Alec Mills, John Lester, you can't expect them to throw 7 innings, 1 run or less every single night. They're going to give up a couple of runs to good teams. You've got to be able to score 4 or 5 runs. The bullpen's good enough. Rotation's good enough. If you score, they have a legitimate chance to go deep in the playoffs. But they got to figure it out now. This Pirates series needs to be a good boost for them. Carry it into the White Sox series. Carry that in the playoffs, and hopefully catch some magic.
Yeah, like I said, I don't. You don't have to
Did we
sweep.
ever think that the offense was going to be the biggest issue? No, we were talking about the bullpen, obviously number one, and what they're out of the starting rotation. We never in a million years would have guessed the offense was the thing that was hindering this team. And now look where we're at towards the end of September.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for all the guys. I mean, really, even Ian Happ now has kind of started to struggle a little bit on offense. The guy who was an MVP candidate, as some would have said. But he's just kind of struggling right now. But they're gonna hopefully they get back into it. Hopefully we don't gotta sweep the Pirates. It will be nice, but let's win the series. Let's win 3 or 4, and let's go sweep the White Sox, and let's get right into the playoffs and see what happens. It's exciting for both sides because like with the White Sox, they're already kind of cooking right now. They got the offense going. The pitching is kind of still a little bit up in the air, but you trust it enough that you're ready for a playoff run here, and you just want to keep everyone healthy here in the last week. But you also got the Twins. The Twins can play. Have been playing well. I mean, you still want to make sure that you get that first spot in the division. So you want to.
Is Keuchel back yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe he threw a bullpen on Sunday. I don't think he's officially back, but I think he'll be ready to go by this weekend if all was to plan, I believe.
So like I said,
I think it's a very interesting storyline right there.
That's a huge storyline for that team because it's and obviously, as young as they're pitching, once you get into the playoffs, it really, really helps to have a guy that's had some experience there. So keep your eye on that storyline with Dallas Keuchel.
The White Sox have Cleveland, and then the Cubs, and then the Cubs have the Pirates, and then the White Sox to end the season. Yes, it is done very quickly here, 60 games, and then we'll get into a jam-packed playoffs. There's a lot of teams in this little playoffs here, so it'll be fun. Nothing's better than baseball playoff atmosphere at this time of year.
And expanded teams in the playoffs this year.
It's chilly out. It's time for some baseball. You wear the crew necks. It's baseball. It's playoff baseball season. And for the Cubs,
well, maybe not the
playoffs
in the bubble in Texas, so maybe not the fall weather that we were expecting.
No, for us, not them.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I thought you meant like watching the game with their long sleeves on.
Yeah,
forget the players.
No. Us.
It's about us.
It's about us. But yeah, I am excited to watch that. And like I said, for the Cubs, it's been a while since you actually were in a playoff series. You were in that wild card game 2 years ago, but that was about it. So we are excited for that. But boys, we got Monday Night Football right now. The Raiders are driving. Drew Brees actually just threw an interception right before halftime. Bad, I would have to say. It was pretty much not close to his wide receiver. I don't know. I'm not an analyst, but it was bad. And now the Raiders are driving, and Derek Carr just got smashed in the head by a defender. So we're gonna have to see how this goes. But
good thing they got Mariota.
But it is the first game in Las Vegas in the what would you call it, like a game where you got the Star Wars. What is this? What did you say?
The Death Star you're referring to? Yeah.
It is awesome. Our buddy Nick Gons has season tickets there. That is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, no fans. So that kind of stinks, but it is awesome to say that you have it. You don't even have to go to the games. You just know you have it. But hopefully the Raiders win. Boys, what are we feeling on these teams? What are we feeling on this team? Saints, I see Drew Brees they won last week. There was still some of he's getting older. You can tell he's getting older.
No, Michael Thomas hurts a lot.
Yes, it does.
You're definitely out this week, maybe more. We'll have to kind of figure out throughout this week. But I don't know. I kind of went with the Raiders. I just think that first of all, new stadium. You got that new Juju stadium, or the new Juju in the stadium. So hopefully we can get that win. Derek Carr, I don't know. He's a good quarterback.
It's hard to believe in Derek Carr. It's really hard to get behind a guy like
Yeah. Would you compare him to like a Matthew Stafford in a way? Would that be?
I don't know.
Mm,
Stafford, I think Stafford's very underrated. Like
yeah.
he's got just a
I say he's a
cannon
Hall of
rocket
Famer.
arm.
I've always
I
said
think
that.
he is very good. I just don't think Derek Carr is quite there right now. I think he's a solid middle of the pack quarterback in the NFL right now, maybe towards the bottom of that. But I mean, I'd take him on the Bears.
Yeah,
Not
I would take
gonna
one of the
lie.
Bears too.
Not gonna lie, but I think when you
We
look at
got
the
Mitch.
overall in the NFL,
We're
I don't
good.
know.
Bears 2-0, just so we know. And the Raiders are kicking a field goal to tie it up right before half. Let's see, 28 yards,
Chip shot.
good as gold. So it is 17-17 at halftime of the Monday Night Football game. But boys, we saw Saquon goes down against the Bears. NFL injuries from week 2. Crazy. Nick Bosa out.
You could start like an all-star team with just the guys who have been hurt
Insane.
in the first 2.
Insane. I mean, it was just crazy to see, even because in the 12 o'clock games, you're just watching. Boom, there goes one guy. There goes another guy. There goes another guy. Because we had Red Zone on, and it just seemed like every time it was David Montgomery looked pretty scary at first. Ended up coming
Yeah, it
back
was
and
scary.
playing, but that looked bad. He fell on his neck. Like it was just
The
it was
49ers
a weird
lost
week.
both Bosa and what was it? Solomon Thomas. McCaffrey goes out, is done for 4 to 6 weeks. Jimmy Garoppolo possibly out this week. I mean, it's the laundry list. Just Cortland Sutton done for the year. You know, it's just the numbers. I think that the lack of preseason is maybe playing into a little bit. You know, trying to go from 0 to 100 really quick,
Yeah,
and not kind of getting those reps, and that's got to play something into it.
it's tough to go from like almost 0 to 100.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
agree.
There's just something wrong. I mean, and obviously we have this every year where there's a lot of guys that get hurt, but this week has just seemed bigger than any week in recent memory. With the number and the severity of injuries, you know, we're talking blown ACLs and guys missing years. It just seems a lot more than we have seen in the past.
Yeah.
When you look at the stars that are going to be out for the year right now, you mentioned Barkley, you mentioned Bosa. I think McCaffrey's going to keep an eye on too because the Panthers are not very good. So if when McCaffrey's ready to come back, let's say
They're
they're
not
I don't
good.
know 1-7. What's the point of McCaffrey coming back for the last 8 games of the year playing a non-playoff team? So at that
Right.
point, you might even say, you know what, we'll just get him healthy for next year. So I mean, there's a chance that 2 of the best, I don't know, 3 or 4 running backs in football are going to be out for this year. And the 49ers actually lost both their running backs too. Like they're extremely banged up for a team that's hoping to get back to the Super Bowl.
Struggling. I mean, there was a tough week for them. They easily the toughest week of all the teams for injuries. But boys, I'm watching the halftime show. The NFL has fined Denver, San Francisco, and Seattle for not wearing masks. $100K for the coaches
Wow.
and
I like it.
$250 for the teams.
I like
Wow.
that.
They were yeah.
I have noticed the NFL has been really bad about that on the sideline. Like you watch baseball, you watch basketball, mask not throwing a fit about it. Almost every
Mhm.
football coach I've seen is struggling to keep the mask on. They're
They would take
flicking
their
it.
mask off and yell at the top of their voice in someone's
Right.
face and just spray spittle all over people. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
And then they put it back on like nothing ever
You have
happened.
a mask
Like
on?
it's like, come on, everybody saw it.
Yeah. Like you literally, they keep it on for like 90% of the time. And then when it's time to get in someone's face, then they take it off. Like that's the time you need it on the most, dummy. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess they're cracking down on that because those 3 teams. I did notice that. I kind of saw Vic Fangio did not have a mask on. Pete Carroll must have not had a mask on. McVay did not have a mask on either. Wild. I don't
I
know.
just, I don't get it. I'm glad they're cracking down on it.
I don't get it. It's just because it's the rules. Just follow the rules.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
I understand. Yes, it's annoying, but whatever. I don't know. Let's move on. NBA playoff talk. We were wrong about there were games Monday. I did not really realize. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's because there's like contracts between the Monday night and like the people who are with the NBA playoffs. So the Heat and the Denver Nuggets will be playing Tuesday night tonight. In game, is it game 4?
Game 3.
Game 3. After the Anthony Davis travel right before, then he made a 3-pointer that should never counted. But we're gonna have to see. Is Denver gonna be able to come out and keep the? They played well at the end there. Yes, it was a crazy shot, but can they can't go down 3-0. You can't go down 3-0. If you want to go out, you gotta go out there and you gotta fight, because you get to 2-1. Then I know it sounds stupid, but like you want to get to 2-1. You can't go down 3-0, especially against a team like the Lakers. You're done. Series is over. So, do they got the fight left in them? We'll have to see.
They've definitely had the hot hand as of the playoffs.
They've been down.
Up a fight, exactly. I mean, they've been down as many as like 16 points.
No, I mean 3-1. They're down 3-1 to the Clippers.
It, 16 points in an elimination game.
They're
the Clippers as well. So even once you get into the game, they're never out of it. This is a lot. This is a big one tonight.
Huge. This is the season right here.
I just don't see the Lakers. They're not going to lose a 3-1 lead like the other. Like, they're not going to be like the Clippers or the Jazz. They've got, one of the greatest players of all time. You got Anthony Davis playing a very high level. I just don't see any scenario the Lakers lose a series now. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care how good the Nuggets are the rest of the series. There's no way the Lakers lose 4 games.
No, there's no way. Not to this team, and we'll have to see. I mean, they are. It's going to be tough. Either team from the East is going to be tough to have to. Someone's going to have to guard Anthony Davis.
The tall path for either opponent.
A guy as tall as Anthony Davis, I keep saying this, should not be able to make 3-pointers like that. And really,
it's unfair.
If you think they were looking at his stats, like, he's not really that great of a 3-point shooter, especially in the regular season, and just absolutely silky smooth shot there.
He caught it wide open too. There was nobody even around.
That
I don't know how the
was.
Nuggets
I think Plumlee missed an assignment there.
Yeah, I think there was some miscommunication on that one, is to put it lightly.
And then Wednesday night we'll be back with the Celtics and the Heat, which is they're down to a great. That'll be game 4 of that series because the Heat are up 2-1 in that. Boomy, you got a wacky web story for us?
I sure do. Have either of you guys ever seen the show Dukes of Hazzard?
Never actually watched it.
Same. But Gamer, how about you?
I have not watched it. No.
Okay, but you know that they're probably like famous for that clip where they drive a car off like a bridge and it goes in the air. Like, you've probably seen that at some point, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Miguel Gomez, 26 years old, of Allen Park, Michigan, thought he was a cast member of the Dukes of Hazzard, apparently. Thought they were going to do a reboot, and he was just doing his best to get on the new show, apparently. He was high on whippets over the weekend and decided to take his car over the Fort Street Bridge in Detroit while the drawbridge was going up. His police said Gomez was waiting to cross the bridge just as it was opening around 7 p.m. He stepped on the gas. The car went through the security gate and into the air to the other side. So he actually made it, but he was then arrested because obviously you can't do that. And of course, he was under the influence of whippets with cans of nitrous oxide, which were found inside of his car. He faces charges, including malicious destruction of property and reckless driving. For what he did. But so if you see a new Dukes of Hazzard movie on the way, be on the lookout for Miguel Gomez. So thought he was going to make his cut in the next movie. What a lunatic.
That is
That's awesome.
That is a wacky web story, Boomy. You never disappoint.
very
You
wacky.
never disappoint with that. Anything post show, boys? I will get more. I'm gonna get more into this on tomorrow's show. But I see that the. You guys have any idea of this Bulls bubble?
I
They're
do
like
not.
doing the bubble,
Mm-mm.
like they are. They're quarantining the players, and I think they're gonna do maybe like a training camp kind of feel thing. I don't know, but
They're going to hire a coach first.
I don't know.
Why are we punishing the players to have to deal with the Bulls organization right now? Let them enjoy their
Yeah.
off season. They earned it. They earned
See,
this.
they're in Chicago right now, and like at a hotel, and they got to do like the 36 hours, and
I want to know who's running these practices and workouts because they don't have a coach.
I don't know. Maybe they should ask us.
Maybe that's the new job that they moved John Paxson into when they moved him around in the front office. Like, yeah, you're going to run workouts for a week.
Just gonna play dodgeball. Everybody versus John
Yeah.
Paxson.
Honestly, I would think he would be a better coach than he was at
Then a GM.
his last position.
Yeah, you can't be much worse than
He
that.
knows the game, so like
Yeah.
so. But
Chose the wrong path.
Gamer, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a
Thanks for
little
having me,
while.
boys.
At TCF Gameboy on Twitter and Boomy at Boomy TCF. I am Zach Lilia at ZLilia TCF. You can follow the main page at typical_Chicago, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us on there, Typical Chicago Fans. Go over to YouTube, subscribe to the Typical Chicago Fans YouTube page. We got all of our morning shows, podcasts, food reviews on there. Wherever you get your podcasts from, type in Typical Chicago Fans. You should be able to find us on there. If it's Apple, subscribe, rate, review, give us a 5-star rating, please. And then shout out to 26shirts.com Chicago. Type in the promo code Typical Chicago Fans at checkout, and you will get 15% off of your purchase. Again, that is Typical Chicago Fans at checkout, and you will get 15% off of your purchase at 26shirts.com Chicago. Follow them on all social medias. We love them. Thank you for all the support. Gameboy, Gamer, how you feeling about the Cubs here going into the playoffs?
Honestly,
if we don't get
I-
you back
I do-
on here. I need your thoughts going into the next week.
I feel good. They're gonna win the first series and get to the divisional series. I do feel good about that. They gotta score runs. If they score runs,
Yep.
they can score 3-4 runs a game. I feel very comfortable that they're gonna advance and get an opportunity maybe to play the Dodgers or Padres. But if they don't score runs, I mean that's the name of the game. You're gonna lose.
Yep.
That's bottom line. So
Cubs in 4,
I hope
boys.
they can win.
Let's get ourselves a World Series. Anything else, boys?
Let's have a Tuesday.
Let's have a Tuesday. This has been the TCF Morning Show, Tuesday, September 22nd. We love you all.
Peace.